Yeah, in this experiment we try to configure the switches using security, encryption, console and telnet access. I've configured showing the configured two switches. I'm showing the configuration commands through of one of them, and it's the same for the other. So here, enable is basically to go into privilege mode. Conf T is to configure the terminal. Now, within the configuration mode, hostname switch left underscore left basically does the job of changing the hostname of your switch. Now, line console 0 is the only console port that the switch supports. So this here we're trying to connect the switch to the console medium. So that's why we type this, so that we put settings for the console line. Now, password Cisco, we're basically setting a password for any user trying to access the console line, and login enforces the prompting part. Like, we're trying to put the password is your key, and the login is basically setting a lock to your door, which is like the console line. Now exit, we're done with configuring the console line, so we're going out. Now, line VTY 0 to 4, this deals with the 5 VTY lines supported by the 2690 switch by Cisco. Again, we use login local. Login local is different from login because we're using here in login local, whenever we try to log in to any line, suppose these VTY lines, we will be asked for a username and a password. So here in login local, we have to set up a username as well as a password, and not just password. Now, transport input telnet. Basically, we're trying to ensure, it's trying to restrict, we're trying to actually specify what protocols are allowed through this line, like through the VTY line, since they support telnet and SSH, but here we just need telnet. So we're just specifying that we want telnet protocol packets to just go through. We'll just set up telnet protocol through the line. And the username thing is what I mentioned earlier. Now, service password encryption, this allows us to encrypt our passwords, so that anybody trying to access these switches, they don't find that password easily. Then exit. Then we now deal with the fast Ethernet interface. Here we are hard coding the speed of this interface to 100 Mbps. Basically, we're forcing 100 Mbps operation. Now we deal with the interface VLAN 1. Here we will set up the IP address of the router. Basically, IP address, this is the IP address we want to put. We want to set up which we are going to give the router. Whereas this part is your subnet mask. Now, no shutdown basically keeps it changes the state of your line protocol to up, and your interface state to up, and it tries to keep it up, or rather online, however you say it. And after that, we just check one final time, we show IP interface brief, and we're done. So first I will demonstrate how we would use telnet. We can see that I've already made use of telnet. Basically, I just had to type telnet 10.1.1.20. That is the address of the IP address of the other switch. And then it asked me for a username and then my password. I just typed in the password. As we know, it was Cisco. And then it gives me access to switch underscore right. So I could show this now. Yeah. I can type telnet 10.1.1.10. Yeah, so it's trying. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Okay, so I think this is gonna take too long right now, but yeah, I could totally show this command. Now, as you can see, I'd already tried. I'm gonna go into simulation mode. Then just demonstrate ICMP. Yeah, so I start the simulation. Now I say ping 10.1.1.21. Now you can see that is happening. Now we see the packet going from PC0 to switch left, then going from switch left to switch right, then loading, and then reaching PC1. Now we will also see PC1 sending a response and going through the same path back to PC0, and then we will also see the detail of those. Yeah, so it just took 6 milliseconds and the time to live was 128 milliseconds. So yeah, this is one. I showed you one ping, and we'll go back to real time. We'll see if we've got the access. Okay, the timeout expired, so we'll try again. Yeah, now it's come. So I type my name, then the password, and we've got access. So basically we've seen in this experiment that we've been able to send ping packets between this PC and this PC, these two PCs. Then we've also been able to access switches via telnet. Also remember that we cannot ping between switches. We cannot ping switches because they understand only MAC addresses.